To serve great food is to create memories for your customers.
But it takes more than luck.
It takes consistency, creativity, and the drive to see things through.
And every day, the stakes are high, which means it's time to stand up
from your computer and start getting real. To own your kitchen is to own your bottom line.
This is the real world. And now...
This is the real world. And now...
This is the real world.
And now is the time to foodify your business.
Hey everyone, welcome to this week's episode. We are so excited for our challenge, Fresh vs. Frozen Pizza. So Chris, do you want to tell us a little bit about what we tried today?
Yeah, so we went to a restaurant supply store and we bought a pizza that a lot of local places use in their store, a frozen pizza, which costs $8 each. And then I made a fresh pizza. I made the dough fresh, I made the sauce, I shredded the cheese, and I made a pizza for $1.85, a fresh pizza. So there's a huge cost difference. But while I was at the local restaurant supply store, I hung out for a little bit in the frozen food section, and I was talking to people that were going in to buy the frozen food, frozen pizza. And I was asking, why would you pay $8 when you could make your own for much less? Like, well, I don't know how to make a pizza. I don't know how to, stretch the dough. All right. So, there's a machine that does that for you. You don't actually have to do it. And it's inexpensive. And, another guy was like, well, I really don't know how to make the dough. Well, call your local bakery. They'll probably sell you a ball of dough for $1.25. Mm-hmm. And all said and done, the pizza might cost you $2.25. Still much better than $8. And it's fresh. And I had to cook the fresh pizza for the frozen pizza for 18 minutes. The fresh was done in about 12.
Oh, wow.
So when it comes to cooking time, it's much quicker, but the product is much better. We did a taste test today. Out of 13 people, 10 picked the fresh and 3 picked the frozen, which I thought it would be tough because people like frozen pizza. There's anything wrong with it. If you want to have a frozen pizza for a Saturday night and pull it out and eat it while you're home, it's great. But, I'd rather have it fresh. That's just me.
Or if you're selling it to your customer.
If I'm selling it to my customer, I want to give them a fresh pizza because I'm going to, it's going to be about 15% food cost opposed to, 60.
Yeah. And what I thought was amazing was the sauce difference, like where you really could tell the difference. I figured it was going to be the cheese, but to me, it was actually the sauce, that the fresh had just this really tasty sauce.
It hasn't been frozen.
Yeah.
Right? It's fresh. It's fresh tomatoes, got fresh herbs in it. So it's just going to be better.
Yeah. And everyone has to check out Chris's recipe because this was really good pizza. It wasn't just, let's make a pizza. It was really good fresh pizza.
Yeah. We could list the ingredients. It's only 5 ingredients, believe it or not.
It's crazy.
Yeah. And that's it.
Nice. All right, before I get to the other questions, did you get any weird looks at the store when you were asking people about their frozen preferences? Like, I don't know.
One guy asked me if I worked there. I said, no. I said, I'm just getting some stuff over here. I was getting like the cans of tomatoes and things. I said, I just, wondering, I'm going to make a fresh pizza. I wonder how many people buy this.
Shaming them into
it. Yeah, I just want to
know. Then, I actually saw a few people I knew, so I was talking to them and, They were over there. They were buying the frozen flatbreads. They're going to make pizza. I said, you could do the same thing with the sheeter and do it fresh. Like, I'm trying to push people, if you don't need to buy this, let's go fresh.
Well, now that you know that's a $6 difference. I wouldn't have thought it was that much of a difference in cost. That's crazy.
Yeah. And the one I bought was a good one. It's imported from Italy. So I didn't go buy, the worst one you could possibly get and put it up against a fresh. I tried to get something that, everybody there was buying.
Yeah.
That they liked.
So I'm sure people who say, why cook fresh if, frozen is a little more convenient? What is the prep time look like for a fresh pizza?
Well, just the sauce itself that I made took me all of, 3 minutes. Really it doesn't take long. I chopped up a couple heads of garlic. I added it to the sauce, salt, pepper, and oregano, and olive oil. That's it. That's the ingredients. It doesn't take long at all. Then, the dough does take a little bit longer, but that's why, I strongly recommend going to your local bakery. They sell them. They sell dough balls. Just buy them. They're $1.25, usually. And it's much easier. And you put it through the stretcher, you can have your dough stretched in 30 to 45 seconds.
Now, would they have to be an expert chef like you to make this pizza? That'd be the question, right? The question is, who can make this pizza?
Anybody can make this pizza. Anybody at all. There's little to no effort to it. And in the prep time, you're still between prepping everything and then cooking the pizza. It's still faster than cooking a frozen pizza.
Yeah.
So you've really not. To make the sauce is seconds. Stretch the dough, seconds. It's just a better product with little effort.
Yeah.
People that don't know are scared. It's nothing to be scared of. Stretch the dough.
Yeah.
And some of that you could do at the beginning of the shift, right? Or beginning of the day. You don't have to do all that at volume.
Oh, no. Obviously you would make enough sauce for probably 5 days. And the longer it sits, the better it gets over that week. The dough, the same thing. You would probably make enough for 3 days. Every third day, you're probably making it. And then it gets, it's there. You can stretch them out early, put them on the racks, refrigerate them that way. They're already stretched, ready to be sauced and cheesed and in the oven. So it's really, it doesn't take a lot of effort. It's just a little bit of, structure. That's all, of making the dough.
Well, and I think one of the things we talk a lot about is that your food cost isn't a fixed amount, right? Like that your food cost that you're seeing on your P&L is a function of all of the things that you serve in your business. So this doesn't have to be just a conversation for an Italian restaurant or a pizza place.
Right.
Pizza is really something that you can incorporate in any business. In barbecue, you can have a flatbread.
Right.
But if you really think about, yes, you can be efficient and yes, you can save cost and you can, watch waste and all of those things are very important. But if you had a 15% food item to your barbecue menu, think about what that would do. If 10% of your customers switched to ordering the flatbread instead of another appetizer, you could have a significant difference in your food cost just by adding this item.
It changes your margin. You have to have things on your menu with that kind of food cost in order to bring it down. You need them. If you don't have something like that, you should have like 3 items around that. And that's going to definitely help your margins. So if you don't have 3 food items, 15 to 20%, you should probably look how to do that.
Yeah. And it also could be something that you offer for a limited time only, right? Like an LTO.
Sure.
As a way to try to see if people are interested. That's the other thing that I think people forget in the fresh is, you could use those ingredients other places, right? If you don't sell, as many pizzas as you think, it's not like you're not going to use flour anywhere else. So it's less of a commitment too, if, especially as you're starting out.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And then with stuff like that, you can make it kind of fun and specific for your restaurant, bar, or whatever your business is. Make that where you can kind of change the recipe around, use the other ingredients. If you have a specialty pasta or a specialty, appetizer, you could put some toppings on the pizza, right? And
yeah, you make it, have fun with it. That's what it's there for. Put a list of maybe some odd items out and have your, customers pick from there, right? Build their own pizza.
I think pizza is the number one craveable item, right? On Instagram. Wasn't that what we heard? Chelsea, wasn't that the...
Yeah, I think so. I think because of how versatile pizza could be, it could be served as an appetizer, as a shareable, or as a personal food item. So, yeah.
And I would definitely say to check out the website with the pictures, because the other thing is it's very, it's appealing when you look at it. It's very pretty to look at. So, not to pick on the barbecue guys, but, it's very nice as a picture. Right. Sometimes, a picture of barbecue only does so much, but it has a lot of color, especially the ones that Chris did.
Especially, breweries are the most people that look for prepared foods. But this would be a great item fresh in a brewery, really to help drive their sales, their food sales.
Like you said, it wouldn't be hard for someone there to prep it, to make it. And then, I think the underestimated part of that is, can we serve more of what else we're serving? Is it beers? Is it liquor? Can we serve more if we have a better food product? And they're not leaving your establishment to go eat somewhere else.
Right. Or if you don't have a food product yet.
Or that.
And let's get it in there. Let's start with pizza. And then people aren't leaving to go eat. They're staying there. And it's good enough to keep them drinking.
And beer and pizza go pretty well together, so
It's a pretty
they're
good
not going to
combo.
complain. So since we're in Philly, tell us the history of the tomato pie, because one of the ones that he brought for us to try is the tomato pie.
So it's called church pizza, is what it's originally called in South Philly.
Okay.
Okay, because it was only made on Sundays, and you got it when you were walking home from church. So you would go into the bakery and you would ask for church pizza, and it's just there's the tomato sauce, there's no cheese, and that's how it started. But now you can get it 7 days a week. Yeah.
So why the no cheese? It's just the Lent thing where you weren't eating meat? Or?
No, it was more of a cost back then. So they limit the cheese was the most expensive part. And on Sundays, somebody had an idea to make something called church pizza without cheese, so you didn't have to buy it. And it was a big hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for those of you not from Philly, it actually is really good, though. I mean,
Yeah.
It seems weird to not have the cheese, but, you do taste a lot of the sauce flavor and the
You
dough.
taste more of the dough, right? You taste more of the sauce. It's my favorite pizza.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I feel like you see some of the Parmesan cheese sometimes on it. Is that
Yeah, well, people will if you're not from South Philly.
right? Is that cheating? Is that like, we won in the middle?
If you like it, put it. That's like the old Italian saying: you never put grated cheese or Parmesan cheese on seafood. If you like it, put it. Who's stopping you? There's no rules.
He's going to shame you.
The walls-
the
the walls of Chris.
As soon as you do it, I will shame you.
So is it different seasoning in the dough, or is it the same?
It's a different dough than the regular round pizza. So it's square, it's Sicilian, and it's a little more flaky, a little more airy.
Yeah, that's what it tasted
Yeah.
more like a bakery dough.
It's a little different procedure to doing that than a regular pizza dough.
Yeah, it's good.
That's secret. I'm not giving up.
No, you're not getting his tomato pie recipe.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not that one.
Nice. Well, cool. So, so is there any final words of wisdom for the people who are going to venture out and make fresh pizza?
Yeah, just do it. And I know the most scariest part is making the dough. You got to deal with yeast. You got to let it rise. Got to let it rise again. So that is a little time consuming. If you don't know what you're doing, you probably will mess up the first couple times. But don't be scared. Keep going. But if you're really interested in doing it, just go to your local bakery and place an order for the dough balls. It's still fresh. It's still homemade. It's going to save you time. You don't need someone in your kitchen that has that experience. It's already done for you, and your food costs will still come in at around 15 to 16%.
Yeah. And you said you don't need a hood for it, right? So what type of equipment?
So-
you don't have a full oven. What type of
So
equipment?
if you're already at an establishment that doesn't have a pizza oven, you could buy the ones that they're little conveyor belt ones, and they're electric, and they don't need a hood. So if you go on any restaurant supply store, you will see them on there, and it's just a conveyor belt pizza oven.
Nice. Any parting thoughts?
Great. I think that's going to be the name of the game. We get to some more of these episodes is, getting a better price item, a better quality item, which should make it a pretty easy decision on what to add to your menu, right? If you get better quality and lower price with limited prep, as you said,
Right.
I don't think there's much of a decision to make, right? I mean,
No, there's not. And also that pizza oven that you buy, you use it for other items too. So it's not just like, I'm going to use it for pizza. You could cook almost any protein or anything through it.
Yeah.
Any vegetables, anything.
And I think the other thing is to just not, be afraid to look outside the box. I think, one of the motivations of starting our F3 business movement really was the idea of how many times are we just, beating our head against the wall, staring at a food cost that's just too high, especially in the last, few years, and just feeling like there's nothing I can do. And I think the idea of stepping back into your kitchen, walking around, talking to your customers, it turns out there's a lot you can do, right? Like creating a new menu item is the biggest way to change your food costs without having to sacrifice anything, right? You're not sending people home because my labor's too high, and this whole mentality of, stretching everything so thin. But if we find something that works on both sides, your customers love pizza, it's craveable, and you make money on pizza, right? There are creative ways to get to a better bottom line. And I think that the pizza having this amazing margin, especially the fresh pizza, just gives another avenue of questions, right? So if you are looking at it and you're saying, oh, we just serve, frozen pizza, I mean, we've found there could be a significant cost savings by just adding something that your customers may like better anyway.
And you could add to other things. So I think the biggest thing you said is think outside the box, right? If you're already selling fries, but you sell frozen pizza, well, then you couldn't make pizza fries. Now you can.
Yeah.
So, just like thinking that, just think outside the box a little bit.
All right. Well, thank you. Till next week.
All right.
Thanks for joining us this week on F Your Business podcast. Whether you're a restaurant owner, chef, or server, we believe that everyone in the hospitality industry deserves access to the knowledge and tools they need to succeed. Make sure to visit our website, fyourbusinessmovement.com, where you can subscribe to the show and stay up to date on current offerings.